Oh, thanks so much for the intro. You are natural. You should really think of starting a YouTube channel. What do you guys think? Anyway, welcome to another Galactic Challenge video. As mentioned by Uror, this is the first ever Tusken Galactic Challenge CG has thrown upon us. And I was able to actually get max rewards with my Tuskens. It took a few tries to get RNG aligned, but hopefully I'll show you what you need to do to get max rewards as well. But anyway, let's first cover the global modifiers and feats as usual. If you're not interested in these details, you just want to skip through to the battles, there'll be YouTube chapters below as always. So first I'll do the Tusken battle, and then I have like 2 other battles that can get the rest of the feats done, just in case obviously you can't get here or tier 10 with Tuskens. But anyway, let's just first kick off with the global modifier, the Dune Sandstorms. That is the modifier for Tatooine. We're pretty familiar with it by now. So at the end of every turn, all units are inflicted with damage over time. So these damage over times will quite quickly stack up. And in terms of Tusken modifier, obviously it's the first Tusken challenge. So let's just go ahead and have a look what it does. So Desert Ambush. So Tusken allies gain 30% critical damage and offense. Man, still with all these boosts, they still hit like wet noodles, to be honest. At the start of the battle, so this is a nice one, Tusken Leader will gain 100% turn meter to begin with. Then he can use his file ability, boost turn meter to the rest of the team, and you can get going. But the best part of it is you gain 5 stacks of single file. So this pretty much works in the same way as endless ranks for Imperial troopers. Whenever one of your guys is taken out, 1 stack is removed and that ally gets revived. So essentially we get 5 revives with Tuskens. Unlike Imperial troopers, they only get 3 revives. So definitely we need all the help we can get, because oh boy, Tuskens definitely are not a great faction. Galactic Republic, stat versus retribution, that's all I need to say really here. We all know how annoying it is, so let's just move on. I don't want to spend too much time on it. In terms of the feats, you have to win the battle with a full team of Tusken units. So this is not only the first Tusken Galactic Challenge, it's also the first 3v3 Galactic Challenge, because obviously as of currently we only have 3 Tuskens in the game. Obviously complete the battle. You have to complete the battle after attempting to inflict damage over time 15 times. Now I'm not really sure does the actual damage over times for the global modifier, the Dune Sandstorm, as well count towards this feat or not. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But anyway, like if you get Tuskens, I was able to get it done with Tuskens because what's his name? Tusken Shaman, he applies some damage over times on basic. So I don't know, was I credited because he kept applying them on basic, or was it simply from global modifier? If not, obviously we got Vader for damage over times as always, and then you have to win without using a leader in the leading slot. And that's why I wasn't able to get everything done with Tuskens, because obviously we have only 1 leader for Tusken and they need all the help they can get. But potentially, maybe if you do have relic Tuskens, you wouldn't even need to use Uror in the leading slot. But anyway, let's now hop into the first battle and let me show you my Tuskens. Now if you've got Lord Vader unlocked, you will probably already have Tuskens similar like me, because obviously we do need to have Relic 5 Tusken Raider for unlocking Lord Vader. And the other 2 Tuskens, both of mine are gear 8. Now the higher the gear, obviously the less attempts you will need to achieve the max rewards, but I was able to pull it off here with 2 gear 8 Tuskens. I think it took me about 6 or 7 tries to align RNG, but you do need specific modding for this one to improve your chances. So I modded Uror for as much potency as I could from my 5 dot mods. So now this bumped his potency to 71%. And 70% is coming from mods. Seriously, CG, you gave Uror only 1% potency? That's really tough. So definitely stack as much as potency as you can on Uror, because his basic has 60% chance to stun for 1 turn. And this is why I needed 6 or 7 attempts, because this is not a 100% chance stun, and basically you rely on Uror to land stuns on the enemies. Otherwise, they'll quickly burn through your gear 8 Tuskens. So we'll be utilizing stun as much as we can. That's why we do want potency on Uror. If you're not familiar with his special attack, special ability. Actually, it's not an attack. Tusken Allies get 100% turn meter and speed up for 2 turns, and because from the Tusken modifier you have Uror in the leading slot, he will use a single file ability, and then the rest of the Tuskens will gain 100% turn meter. So modding for speed in this particular challenge is not really that crucial, because you get so much of this bonus here, turn meter gain from this ability over here. The leader ability from Uror is really poor. You gain 50%, it's not even percent, it's just 55 flat defense. I think that's way less than 55%, right? So really, I wish they would change this to 55% defense, as they did with Savage Opress. Now Tusken Raider, he's Relic, but even at Relic 5, when I had him modded for damage, he wasn't doing much. And to be honest, you want to minimize how much damage you do because of Statfast Retribution, right? So the bigger Tusken Raider hits, the more damage will get reflected on him. So actually you don't want damage on him, you want damage over times to actually be defeating after a couple of turns all the enemies. So I did mod him for maximum potency as well, so I bumped his potency up to 120%, because his basic has as well chance to remove turn meter, so this can help as well. So again, just modded for potency. Also in terms of primaries, they should all be protection or potency, just because obviously you don't want to put health on your Tuskens, because damage over time is do health based damage, so you want them to have low health and then as much protection as possible, and potency of course. So we go, and then Tusken Shaman also gear 8, also modded for potency, because his basic, as mentioned before, can apply damage over times, which obviously helps you towards the feet, and at the same time more damage over times, the faster enemies will go down. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. He's got a heal ability which will help also. It's also worth mentioning there, when it comes to Tusken modifier, I forgot to mention, anytime obviously one of your guys gets taken out, they get revived, you lose 1 stack of single file, and then cooldowns of all your Tuskens are reset, so you'll be able to keep spamming your special abilities over and over again as your Tuskens get defeated. Alright, so let's roll the battle footage now, and let me show you how this one will go. So we start first because of the modifier, feed turn meter to the rest of the team, and this is what you want in ideal RNG run to happen. You use the special attack from Tusken Raider, he calls a random Tusken ally to assist, you need Uror to be called to assist, and you need Uror to land a stun. So there we go, because once you hit another enemy there, Mace then gets resilient defense, and then he'll be counter-attacking, totally demolishing your low gear Tuskens. And this is the second bit of RNG, also they're landing a stun on Anakin. So if this happens, you know, you're pretty good to go to continue the battle. Otherwise I would just suggest back out and try again. So we go, now we get offense up, and just keep going there. Again, offense up, turn meter for a team, call assists. So we're doing good number of Mace, as you can see already. Just keep going after Mace. You have to take him out first, because he'll taunt otherwise anyways. Let's see if we can get another stun. No stun. Heal up. Turn meter. Basic. There we go. We remove turn meter from Mace. Okay. Get a stun maybe. No stuns. Alright, there goes Tusken Raiders, and there we go, Mace is down. So once Mace is down, things become very easy, because he doesn't taunt, gain resilient defense and counterattack. Then you just want to ping down Anakin here. No stuns there, he resisted unfortunately. Okay, come on Anakin, get a turn, there we go. Now we just need Alia to get a turn, because she's got enough damage over times to actually fall down. Unfortunately no stuns there. Come on buddy, you can do this, there we go. And this is how it rolls, to be honest. So in terms of RNG, to be honest, you just need that starting sequence as I've shown you. Tusken Raider targets Mace, he has to call Uror for an assist, and Uror needs to land that stun, and then you also need to land stun on Anakin. And this will then allow you to get their max reward on tier 10. As far as you get that opening sequence done, you just then focus down on Mace, then focus down on Anakin, and then as well you just need Alia to take a turn. She'll have enough damage over times by then to actually die off. Alright, so here we go, we got only 1 feat to go to do. So the no-loading slot, again, there are probably 100 million ways to do this. I'm just using Wat Tambor here, Vader and Brood Alpha. So Wat is not a leader, putting him in the leading slot. Obviously whenever he assists, he's applying damage over times. And then Vader as well, with his Force Crush, he will attempt to inflict 3 damage over times on the enemies. So this is kind of your source here of damage over times. Bringing in Brood Alpha, because if you put any other tank, they'll go down very quickly. So this here, Brood Alpha can then resummon Geobrute back. And there we go. It's going to be a straightforward battle here. So I'm going to put tank tech over on Vader so he can keep dispelling damage over time, so he can survive the battle long enough. I'm just going to go ahead, start with Force Crush here, get some damage over times going, and then the Med Pack I will put on Geobrute, so he can as well a little bit heal up. Let's go ahead, dispel Resilient Defense from Mace. Now I can go ahead, enter Merciless. Here, do basic on Mace, why he doesn't have Resilient Defense, because otherwise he'll be counter-attacking. And here we go, let's do a Force Crush, more damage over time. So by this, I think I've had enough damage over times already, but I'm not sure without Feed Tracker, right? We have no idea. I'm just going to put the final tech over on Geobrute. And same thing as in the Tusken battle, you just want to go after Mace first. Here we go, we can bring our Geobrute back. I'm just going to throw here a Calling Blade, I think. I'll just get Anakin now, there we go. Okay, so now Mace got Resilient Defense, he's counter-attacking, and that's what was important. We were able to bring our tank back. Mace died there from damage over time. Let's go ahead, clean up Wat, and now just this case of Alia dying off as well. So there you go, this will complete obviously the no leader feat, and as well if you did manage to do damage over times with another team, damage over time as well. Now it's most likely if you do have Relic 5 Tusken Raider, you do have Lord Vader, right? So you can do Lord Vader and Darth Vader now, and then adjust the Shoretrooper Lead there, just some sort of tank without the leader. And with Vader this will be much easier. He's obviously immune to damage over time damage, he's got a big health pool. So you can just burn through these guys very quickly without even trying too hard. Not normally don't do Galactic Legend here in these videos, but because Relic 5 Tusken Raider is really associated to Lord Vader, might as well show you that it can work as well. Anakin didn't like their killing of Mace, but Lord Vader got this under control even without his older self. And there we go, just down to Alia, lots of damage over times applied. And we didn't use leader in the leading slot, so you go a couple of different ways, but I'm sure there are 100 million ways how you can achieve this no leader and damage over times as well. The key thing there, obviously, for getting the max reward is getting your Tuskens land those stuns as I've shown you, and as soon as you get those couple of stuns in beginning on Mace, on Anakin, it's pretty good chance of winning. So hopefully this video was useful and helpful, showing you how I got max rewards in our first ever Tusken Galactic Challenge. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.